Well, greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome back to tonight's second half. Before we jump into tonight's second half, a couple links. As you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and the merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon and PayPal are in the description below. Merch is displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman, Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, the links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support this channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. Does not cost you a cent. Click that like button, takes half a second, and please leave a comment. Why? Well, because all these things, they really do help the channel. And guys, they definitely matter. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's get on with tonight's second half, shall we?
The Lobazan is a legend that has been told for many years, even in the present. As the story goes, the Lobazan comes from a family that has 7 sons. They say that the one who transforms into a big dog can be the eldest of the 7 brothers or the youngest. If there is a woman among the families, they are already saved. They say that the behavior of the elder or minor must be taken into account. The behavior of the one who is going to transform is always very strange. You have to be observant, in this case, to avoid things like transformation. What must be done to avoid this is according to a sympathy, where the godfather, who is destined for this life, must be the brother, be baptized 7 times in different Catholic churches, or president of the country can or should be the godfather. If the transformation occurs, the person to be transformed goes to or near the graveyard, takes off all of his clothes, and spins around a few times until he or she becomes what can also become. It is through black magic. When he goes out at night. The most likely are Tuesday and Friday at midnight, when it's a full moon, to transform and become the Lobazan in the sand, on the grass, or wherever he is. He walks like a lonely dog. He doesn't walk with an open leg, but he does walk close-legged. Personally, he is pale, skinny, tall, emaciated, sickly, very lonely, and not very sociable since he was a child. It feeds on carrion and cemeteries and chicken feces. In the worst cases, they eat young women or sometimes unbaptized babies. He always gets sick to his stomach from eating ugly things. And on Saturday, he does not get out of bed. He passes his mess on someone's legs if he crosses them on that way. Thus he is cured, and the other remains with the state of the werewolf, or Lobazan. If he wants to drive away, he must be kneeled, praying to the Our Father, making the sign of the cross, or having holy water, a red-hot brand, or broken bottles thrown at him. You have to hurt him with a knife or firearm. In the latter case, a blessed bullet. Otherwise, it has no effect. If he sees his own blood, he becomes a person again, but he will be the mortal enemy of whoever discovers his secret. If the Lobazan walks open leg, the one who passes below also becomes a Lobazan. When midnight passes, it returns to normal. The legend tells of an Indian who went to live with his family in a town near the mountain. The citizens of that town hated him and mistreated his children. One night they burned down his house with him and his family inside. The citizens thought that he had died, but every year, on the day of his death, he appears to take revenge. He now lives looking for his prey, and people call him the Man of Darkness. When he finds his prey, the first thing he does is kill it, then cuts off its head and puts it on a spear. When the man of darkness appears, it is because he found his prey, or they summoned him. He goes hunting at night. If there is a lot of fog, it is because the man of darkness is there. Those who invoke the man of darkness to take revenge use 3 bird feathers, a traditional spear, or an arrow. This is a little bit more in depth. I had to translate this from Argentinian, I guess would be the language. The legend of the Lobazan, from the Portuguese Lobisomem, is one of the 7 monsters of the Garani mythology, the 7th son of Teu and Carana. It is a creature, half man, half beast, whose figure bears similarity to the European legend of the werewolf. It is a very popular myth in Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, and southern Brazil, where there is a belief that the 7th male child, upon reaching adolescence, becomes a werewolf, the legend of the werewolf, or Lobazan. It is a very popular myth in Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, and southern Brazil, where there is a belief of the 7th male child, upon reaching adolescence, becomes the werewolf, the legend of the Lobazan. The Lobazan, also known in other South American regions as the Lobazan, Bistone, Luz, Rafano Malo, and Luasan, is an equivalent to the South American synonym of the European werewolf. The legend says that the werewolf is the 7th and last son of Teu and Carana, on whom the greatest curse that weighed on his parents fell, the latter according to Garani mythology, that on Friday nights with a full moon and or Tuesday he transforms into an animal that mixes the characteristics of a very large dog and man. Other times, too, he mixes the characteristics of a pig. For the transformation, the cursed starts out feeling a little bad. For example, he begins feeling pain and discomfort. Then, sensing what is to come, he seeks the solitude of a secluded place, such as a leafy part of the mountain. He throws himself onto the ground and rolls 3 times from left to right, saying a creed backwards. The legend of the Lobazan with red eyes glowing like 2 burning ambers. The Lobazan stands in the shape of an immense dog, dark in color, ranging from black to bay brown, depending on the skin color of the man carrying the curse. Red eyes glowing like 2 burning embers, very long legs, large, that are a mixture of human hands and dog legs, although other times they also have the shape of hooves, and that give off a fetid or putrid smell like rottenness. Then he gets up to wander until the day falls. When the dogs notice his presence, they follow him, howling and barking, but without attacking him wherever he goes. It feeds on chicken feces. That is why it is said that when the farmer sees the chicken coop is clean, it is because the Lobazan is lurking around, corpses dug up from graves, and from time to time eats newborn babies that have not been baptized. Characteristics of the Lobazan: they are skinny, sickly men who since childhood were lonely and unsociable people. He always falls to bed with a stomach ache the days after his transformation. The bewitched person returns to his human form when he is in the presence of his own blood. Thus, when he is cut, he will recover his true form. But he becomes a deadly enemy of whoever discovers his sacred secret, and will not stop until he is dead. This little bit is a little strange, and I had shared it in the beginning too. the presidential godson in legend. In Paraguay and Argentina, it has been customary since the 19th century for the president of the nation to be named godfather of the seventh son of the married couple established under the same customs. This irregular custom was due to the fact that the superstitious sometimes sacrificed their seventh son by stoning out of terror caused by the possibility that the werewolf or Lobazan, premature werewolf, had been born to them. Now, this next bit of information, I'm going to exclude what I've already shared with you guys, but I'm going to share with you guys what I haven't. So frightened and repulsed was his appearance that his mere presence would instill fear in any unfortunate enough to encounter the beast. The Lobazan is said to be Lord of the Night and was associated with death. His habitat was limited exclusively to cemeteries, burial grounds, and other locations similarly tied in with the concept of death, and his sole source of food was dead and rotting flesh. If Lobazan passes through a person's legs, it is said that that person turns into the Lobazan. In some versions, Lobazan only appears Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Lobazan also filled the same function as the Grim Reaper in many European societies. And it was said that the touch of his cold, clammy hand was a sure sign that one's days on earth were numbered. That video clip that I had played a couple days ago, I found multiple websites in South and Central America stating that this is the real Lobazan. And I did find a lot of other things, and I'll share them with you momentarily, and I'll share with you right now why I feel like this is 100% real, is because these websites called out the fakes and then shared why and how they were fraudulent. And I'm assuming that people in America that used a VPN and went to different browsers in different countries pulled these clips, put them on Facebook, YouTube, because thinking no one would find them because, well, it took them all day to find them, and who's going to spend all day looking for them? Well, gig's up. Anyway, this, I believe, is 100% really the Lobazan. It just doesn't get any creepier than this. Look at the picture prior to this. Look at the creature there. Lobazan. Check this stuff out, though. This is some interesting information as well. And I'm going to give you guys another video clip of another real Lobazan or werewolf dead. The belief that people can transform into wolves is present in many cultures around the planet. In Argentina, we have the legend of the fearsome werewolf that is an essential part of our folklore. Origins of the legend, like many cultures, ours has many magical characters. Much of them come from indigenous mythologies. Others, like the werewolf, were inherited from European culture, according to a delta extracted from the books Garani mythology by Artivo Ascasto, The Magic Beings by Elena Rosa. The legend came to Argentina from Brazil. That is why the Portuguese named Lobos Homem, which in Spanish means werewolf. The belief in this evil being is popular in several Argentinian provinces, especially in Chaco. The Lobazan transformation. On Tuesdays and Fridays, with a full moon, the cursed will look for a lonely place to metamorphose. The legend of the wolf. The legend arises from the idea that the curse is the cause of the transformation of the man into the animal. Over time, the concept changed and became popular, giving rise to a new belief that warns the sentence will fall on families with 7 sons. The 7th son will be the werewolf or Lobazan. On Tuesdays and Fridays with a full moon, the cursed will look for a solitary place to metamorphose. Usually, transformation will be completed in or near a graveyard. When you hear the dogs cry, it's because the Lobazan is roaming the town. For this reason, people seek refuge in their homes due to the fear generated of this beast. It takes the form of a black dog with long claws, huge eyes, thick fur. The appearance of the man with the curse is that of a tall subject with a slim build and pale complexion. This detail reveals his condition. When the Lobazan metamorphoses, it takes the form of a black dog with large claws and huge eyes and thick fur. It is believed that he can transform into other animals. It returns to its original state at sunrise or at the first rooster's crow. The man can resume his life until the next full moon. Getting rid of this character is a difficult task since he is bullet resistant. Whoever wants to face it will be exposed to being hit by the curse. If the werewolf's or Lobazan's blood splashes on its attacker, the attacker will take his place, freeing him from this doom. It can be scared away with a cross or holy water to get rid of him permanently. There is only one option, and that is to end the curse. This is achieved by causing a mortal wound to the Lobazan with a bullet blessed in 7 churches. This fantastic character is part of the idiosyncrasies. In many artistic expressions, they echo the legend to tell the world of our Lobazan or werewolf. This is some sort of excerpt from the Shamam of Antonio Targo Ros. It counts Shamigo in the countryside with a lot of respect to the transformation of a people with trace, cat and calf, also Yagabug. I heard my song, the 7th son. Man in my payment, Friday nights, it's a wolf, the dogs howl, and you are not encouraged. Not even a bullet enters him, his tongue a brand. And at dawn, Opa, Yoga Bug or werewolf, the spell wears off, man is again. It is inevitable to recognize that this character is part of a national folklore. In our country, there is a custom that consists of naming the president of the nation as godfather of the 7th child of those families with 7th sons. This tradition arose in the 19th century to avoid the sacrifice of babies due to the fear caused by superstitious families by the possibility of having fathered a possible Lobazan or werewolf. Now, if you think about the facts of if the curse, this curse, right? And then you really look into a Rougarou curse. Like really sit down and look into the Rougarou. Like ixnay on all this stuff that people say and really go to the lore. Like just drop whatever anybody says and really refer to the lore that has been written down and passed down from generation to generation. It clearly states that if a Rougarou is in Cajun folklore a person that can transform into a beast, dog-like, or a mist. And if they are, if that person is found out to be the Rougarou, the person who finds them out becomes the Rougarou. Very similar to this, which is very, very interesting to me. The next video clip that I'm going to share with you is a Lobazan dead in a district of Argentina. You can see the guy kind of poking it at first. Then the cameraman kind of pans and looks, and then he kind of zooms out, and you see how big this thing really is. Right at the tail end, when he pans out, you can see this is not a small creature at all.
Nothing saya. ¿Qué? ¿Ada dia, Ray? Ha?
So, very interesting clip. Once again, there was a lot of information shared stating that this is real. I'm going to save the explanation for the end, okay? And you'll see why. The next clip I want to look at is one from Brazil, and I am not calling out anyone. This is simply, I want to share with you information that is real. That's what this video is about today. And information that I dug. Now, this next video clip is from Brazil. It's very interesting because the creature is huge and is said to be real. I want you to watch the clip, look at the face of the creature. All right, it's kind of hard to see because it is blurry. Even the original is blurry. But just check the clip out. And also, the creator of this video clip, he's got a YouTube channel, and I'm not calling anyone out, so I'm not gonna share it. But he is he's into film. He's into filming, making movies. And the reason why I'm not going to share this, the channel's name, is because I don't know for sure if this clip is real or not. The next two I do know that are definitely not real, the next clips. But this one I'm not sure at all, so I don't want to call anyone out. Check it out. But look at the face, please. All right, so I hope you guys got a good shot of the face. I want to share this with you. According to neighbors in the audios that went viral on WhatsApp app, a werewolf would have been found in the neighborhood of Santiago de Linares, Route 12, former Route 12. In the audio, different neighbors explained that the beast would have appeared months after they had killed a capybara. That was how the hunters saw the animal transforming at night. The story goes on to explain how these hunters reduced the werewolf, beating him, while the individual interspersed transformation between human and wolf. One of the neighbors say that the captor had to tie up the werewolf until police arrived to take him to the police station, and affirms with certainty that the video image is taken place in one of the dungeons. All of the stories end with a typical saying of a legend, how crazy, but there are. True story. Unfortunately, the fantastic story has an origin and a not so fantastic explanation. The alleged video, in fact, is part of a backstage of recording called Pampa Feroza, which is part of a 2014 film as Fabulous Negres. In the full video, it can clearly be seen that whoever was characterized as the werewolf was actually surrounded by his filming partners and various personal cameras who were filming him. You can actually see one of the guys in the clip behind him. Check it out. And this next video clip, as you're seeing this picture in front of you, just look at it. I'm sure a lot of you are going to be like, oh my God, because a lot of you were fooled by this video clip. And a lot of creators on Facebook and YouTube tried to tell people that it was real and tricked a whole lot of people, because I received a whole lot of emails about this video clip. But as you can see, there is the Dogman, or werewolf, or Lobazan, with the actual special effects artist and sculptor who created it, Joseph Rob Kabaski. Check this out. The truth behind the video of the Argentine werewolf. Did you get the audio and video of a trucker who ran over and killed a strange creature? Here we'll tell you what it is. There was multiple different kind of stories behind it, but this is one of them. There's an audio circulating on WhatsApp app in which a man talks about something that happened in his payments for the town that he names. It would be Santiago. The story has a protagonist, a truck driver who was driving between heights of Utumba and Kumili. An animal crossed him, and he could not dodge it. He hit and killed it. The truck driver thought that it was a donkey or a pig that he had killed, and that it was not like that. He had killed with his truck what was called a Lobazan. For those of you who've come here to the north, says the person in charge of recording the audio, Big Bug. It's scary, the audio concludes. But with a little searching on the internet, the original video appears on an account of Joseph Rob Kabaski, Cobasky, and you can go to his Instagram and find the pictures as well. Joseph Rob Kabaski. The man is a special effects artist and sculptor. He has recently worked on horror movies, such as the one that I mentioned previously, and Lobos de Argas. In Kabaski's account, you can see the process of assembling this creature. At the end, the artist is posing with his work. Oh, the shame of people that will try to, we already look crazy enough. I mean, I saw a Dogman, and what I saw has no explanation on this earth. And I'm labeled as loony because I admit to seeing one. And those of us who have seen one and who believe in them, we are already labeled crazy enough. And then we have people who, not this guy who created it, but then people who find these clips and think no one will ever find them because they come from some remote part of the world, and post them and say that they're real. Just for shock value, views, whatever. Yet, it's not true. Here's the video clip that a lot of people fell for, unfortunately. All right, guys. So the reason why I shared a couple of crappy, fake videos that multiple people fell for, I mean, and I'm not calling out anyone who fell for them, because how are you supposed to know? I mean, really, how? You're not. But they fell victim to people, creators that were on Facebook or YouTube, and I've seen multiple Facebook pages or posts and videos on YouTube with that video clip in it. And it's a fraudulent video clip. The guy who created it, I just shared the picture with his creation. And shame on those people who knew that it was a fake and shared it anyway. Because they had to know it was a fake, because they found it and shared it and claimed that it was real and put some elaborate BS story behind it. But the reason why I shared that was because I'm hoping people can realize that there is a lot of fakes out there, and it really stinks, because there are people like me and people like everyone else out there that have had experiences, and like I said, we're labeled crazy already. We don't need any more BS making us look even more crazy, you know. The video clips of the Lobazan, the one where he is standing in the backyard or side yard or wherever this guy's taking the picture of or video of, is real, as far as I can tell. I probably spent an hour and a half to 2 hours just researching that video clip, and there is no anything to call it out as a fake. And the dead one in the road, the real dead one, not the one that was designed by Joseph Rob Kabaski. You know, I just wanted you guys to see, yes, there are real things out there. There are real video clips, but they're shaded. You know, this Lobazan looks nothing like what people say these dogmen look like. But that creature in that video looks very similar to what I saw, much smaller. But what I saw was just so awkward looking and strange, but very powerful looking too. Didn't look like the underworld dogman that, you know, like this video clip. But I want people to realize that these things are real. They are dangerous. And unfortunately, there are people out there that will just manipulate and try to make us, I really think they either try to make us look crazier, or that they're hungry for views that bad that they have to lie. And it's sad, you know. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I have a platform. My platform is designed to share, or to have people share their experience. There's no way of vetting a person, but you can vet a video. if you do enough research. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's upload, because it took me long enough to create and really research, and I did it with you guys in my heart. So may the Great Spirit be with us all, and may He guide us down that path that we call life.
Mira, Ulu, mira lo que hice, ¿ah? ¿Qué es lo que hizo, Mira, Ulu, mira, Ulu, se está preparado, Ulu, mira, vení, pasito, nomás, pasito. Mira, Ulu, ¿qué es lo que hizo, El Luisón, ese es el Luisón. Ese es el Luisón. ¿Qué es lo que hizo, Mira, Ulu, mira, porque va a venir, aquí. Se paró. Ay, Coti. Sí, vengan, traigan Coti. Vamos a traer a Coti, vamos nomás, vamos. Vamos.
All right, guys, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's second half as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. We are a couple hours away from tonight's live stream. I hope to see you guys there. I know I have a lot of fun, and from what I've just judging off of everyone else that have been in the live streams, it seems to be a good time. So I hope to see more of you guys there. We talk about encounters, experiences, and everything else under the sun. So anyway, thank you all for all your support. May the Great Spirit watch out for us all. May He guide us down that path we call life. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and see you tonight, hopefully.